Thunder. It started with thunder. Not rain. Not now, I thought, halting for a moment. I was exhausted. 10 kilometers of marching, 5 hours of drills, and now dragging a heavy cart with weapons through the mud. The wheels sank again and again. Of course, the officers never carried their own guns, probably relaxing somewhere while we did their dirty work. But then warm drops of rain touched my face. I closed my eyes, and suddenly I was back home. I saw my little daughter, Elizabeth. She was only 3, but the cleverest girl in the world. We once went into the forest to collect firewood. She gathered tiny sticks, thinking they were logs, and proudly gave them to me. Then thunder struck. She dropped everything and ran into my arms. "Daddy, I'm scared. Carry me." I lifted her and whispered, "It's only thunder. Don't be afraid." She smiled, catching raindrops in her hands, her golden curls wet like a little chick. That smile, that's what I live for. Tomorrow, I thought, I'll finally see her and my wife, Mary, after 3 long months. But reality came back quickly. "Damn cart stuck again," cursed my best friend, Henry Conry. We pushed the cart through the mud, but as night fell, it broke down completely. Exhausted, we found shelter at an old manor house. The owner, Henry Williams, greeted us coldly, but allowed us to call the unit. Orders were clear: stay the night, wait for help in the morning. The owner warned us, this house is cursed. A century ago, the lady of the manor killed her husband with a pillow, then herself. Since then, every young man who sleeps here is smothered in his bed. We laughed it off, ghost stories for children. Inside, the house was grand, filled with Gothic paintings. The owner sent us to our rooms without food or warmth. That night, Henry Conry told me, "Jack, I've found the love of my life." I asked her to marry me. Tomorrow I'll go to the post office for her reply. From the other bed, our comrade Martin muttered, "Some people are lucky. Their letters are answered fast." Henry frowned. I noticed Martin's clenched fists. A noise woke me. The door closed. Down the hall, a figure in a white gown. I chased after, but she vanished. When I returned, Martin stood pale. Henry is dead. I rushed to the bed. My best friend lay lifeless. Tears burned my eyes, the first time I ever cried. Soon police officers arrived, led by a detective. I told them what I saw, a woman in white. The owner insisted it was the ghost. The portraits of the lady still hang on these walls. I never take them down, to keep her spirit calm. I looked up. Those weren't portraits centuries old. They were paintings by Gerard Lee, a modern artist, my father-in-law's favorite. I knew them well. The owner had lied. If the ghost story was false, then the danger in this house was very real. The officers searched the manor. Moments later, they dragged out a terrified young woman in white. Catherine Williams, the owner's daughter. Shaking, she said, "My father kept me locked in this house for 2 years because I wanted to marry Arthur and leave. He swore he would never let me go. Tonight I heard voices, men's voices. I realized strangers had come, and this was my only chance to ask for help. I crept upstairs and opened a door. But inside I saw a dark figure standing over a bed. I panicked, slammed the door and ran. Then my father caught me, tied me up and gagged me. And after that, you found me." The detective returned, and pointed at me. "Jack, you're under arrest. Your pillow was used to smother Henry Conry." I froze. My best friend. And now they thought it was me. But then I noticed something. Martin stood in the corner, avoiding my eyes. On his face, fresh scratches. "Wait," I shouted. "Look at Martin." Those scratches on his face. Henry wore a heavy silver ring. I know it. I gave it to him myself. Henry must have scratched him while fighting for his life. The detective stepped closer, narrowing his eyes. "Martin, explain these scratches." Martin shifted uncomfortably. "Branches. Yesterday." The detective shook his head. "No, these are fresh. They were made only hours ago." At that moment, Catherine gasped and pointed at Martin. "It's him. Last night, when I opened the door, I saw his face in the dark. That terrified look, I'll never forget it." Martin's mask cracked. He stepped back, eyes burning. "You want the truth? Fine. Alice should have been mine. I courted her for a year and she hesitated. Henry, 2 months, and she lost her head. I watched him sleep, boiling with rage. Then you ran after that girl, and fate gave me the chance. I pressed the pillow until he stopped breathing. The officers rushed him and dragged him away. Later, I went to the post office. The clerk, who knew us well, handed me a letter addressed to Henry Conry. I opened it right there. "Dearest Henry, I miss you so much. I can't wait to hold you again. I have 2 wonderful pieces of news. Yes, I will marry you. And you're going to be a father. I'm so happy. We'll have a beautiful family. How is Martin? Is he still upset? Maybe we can invite him to the wedding. I'll be waiting in 3 days. I want to meet your friend Jack and his family. Forever yours, Alice." Thunder rolled, rain began to fall, the ink blurred across the page, and I stood frozen, unable to move.